We're here for season 6, episode 2, and we're with Ashley Lania and Tia Long from Power of Connecticut. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
So, where are you guys from?
I'm from Windsor, Connecticut.
Okay, where's that?
That's in the Hartford area, so
Okay.
not too far. It's about maybe 10 minutes from Hartford.
What
Small
about you?
little town.
Yeah, I was born in Hartford, but I grew up in West Hartford, Connecticut. So
Okay, so you guys are close.
yeah,
When did you first meet?
Oh, what year was that?
summer 2016.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was it?
At a coffee shop. So I lived in New York for a while, and then when I came home, I just DM'd Ashley because I saw she was posting like a lot of cool graphics.
Yeah.
And at the time, I had a brand which was by Tia Long, but I was trying to just make sure whatever I put out was like it looked good, and I saw she had the capability
With
to
the
do
visuals,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, she's really good with that. So I just reached out to Ashley and I was like, hey, can we like grab lunch or something? Like, let's just talk because I had an event idea for our power brunch. And we had coffee one day and that was it. And the next day we were pretty much working together.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sweet. So talking about by tialong.com, I saw you did some interviews with people like Eric Bellinger, Mike Hartfield, Matthew Knowles, Davies. So which one was your favorite?
You just reminded me of Mike. That was crazy, Mike Hartfield. It's been a while. My favorite interview probably was Matthew Knowles because
That's interesting,
yeah, because I got to like really talk to him. Like it. Sometimes with interviews, I feel like I have to like I don't know ask the right questions and things like that. But with him, I don't know if it was just the environment I was in. I was actually at Revolt Music Conference, and I was around so many like cool people, and people were just knocking interviews down.
Yep.
And I'm about to speak to Beyonce's father, so I better come correct, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that was a pressure, but it also just fueled me. Usually my pressure makes me have anxiety or like just be nervous, but for some reason that day I just was in a better mood, and when I was talking to him, it just felt so natural.
Yep.
Um,
Like a
and
conversation, less like an interview.
Exactly. Yeah. And at that year was when Solange dropped her project, and so
Oh, that
her
was huge,
album.
yeah.
So it was like of course he's Beyonce's dad, but he mentioned like in an interview, like now people are acknowledging me for being Solange's father, not
Yeah.
just Beyonce's father. So it was just a cool interview. It was funny and it was a
Perfect
vibe.
timing
Yeah.
too.
Exactly. Like that definitely was a good moment for me and my brand. And I don't think I did an interview before that for like a year. It was like a kind of like a break for me, but it was cool.
Speaking about anxiety and stuff, what do you do to prepare when you go into these interviews?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, it's been like such a journey because I started off like writing my questions down, and I used to have them. If you look at my old interviews, you'll probably see me like looking down at my
really?
phone,
Yeah.
like at my questions that I had prepared. But that gave me like it just didn't come off natural. I think it made the interviewer a little nervous too. Because I wasn't listening to their answer. I was
You
too
just
busy.
wanted to get the next question out, right?
Exactly. I'm too busy thinking about like what am I gonna ask them next. So like I stopped doing that after a while, and I just did my research before I would link with them, and then just have a conversation.
Funny thing is, this is the first time I'm doing that. I did that previously for every
Really?
single interview except today. I made sure that I was not going to bring my questions and read them off. So that's funny that you say that.
Yeah. I mean, it's good always to have like notes,
Yeah.
to like help guide you. But as far as like the exact question,
Trigger words.
it'll come off unnatural because it's like, we're not even talking about that. Like, why are you going into this? Like, sometimes you want to just like, go off of the vibe and, what they say kind of gives you the next question. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's even better. Like we were going back, it's more about the conversation than it is an interview.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So what about managing Perry? That guy's nice.
Thank
How did you meet him?
I've been friends with Perry since we were younger, probably since I was like 20 years old. So it's been a good while. And so we both were very much interested in the entertainment industry when we linked up. I used to go to the studio with him all the time. Him, Rich Breed, Annoyed, Mike Flows, Pace. They were all like in the same studio in East Hartford, Connecticut. And this is around like 2014 or so.
Okay, early on.
Yeah, 2013, maybe a little earlier than that. And when I used to go and they used to record music and things like that, I was just so intrigued by it because music has always been like my first love. Yeah. But I'm not musically inclined at all. But our friendship, I just really inspired him to like go to Atlanta and like get out.
Yeah.
Where he ended up just, becoming a songwriter. So he has over 30 placements just as a songwriter. Him and Rich Breed, they produced a lot of music for other
Rich Breed
artists.
is nice. I heard of him.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's my boy too. He's
Okay.
a part of New Neighbors, which
Yep.
is their company, is Perry and Rich Breed.
Okay, so
Yeah.
New Neighbors is them. I was gonna actually ask that.
Yeah, so New Neighbors is their writing and production company, but Perry's actually signed to himself under New Neighbors. But while they were in Atlanta for those 4 years, they were songwriting and producing for other artists and things like that. But when Perry decided he really wanted to take his artistry seriously and like get in front of his own music, I had built such a network and a lot of industry people, so I was like, maybe I'll try to. Actually, I didn't think let me try managing him. I just started doing the work. So then when it came up, it just made sense. Like, okay, you need a management email. You need someone to represent you. It's like, I've already been doing this. So, yeah.
Might as well just take over as the position.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah.
So Ashley, you have Boss by Nature Co., right? So I saw you said 94% of the first impressions of your brand or services will be based entirely on the design of your visual content. Can you expand on that a little?
Yeah, so I'm so big on visuals. And I just feel like there's a lot of people out here that work extremely hard. They're so
Yeah.
talented. They have everything that they need to get what it takes, but they're not getting noticed. And they're not getting noticed because their visuals are not unique. They don't stand out. Sometimes they're confusing. And I just try to like advocate for people because I want them to get to where they're going.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to say it and it's hard to receive that. Like, yeah, that promotion that you just did it didn't look good. It looked
Yeah.
crappy. Like, and I just feel like it's important. And I feel like I just try to bring attention to that.
Especially nowadays, everybody, it's like very quick. They want to see it now. So it's like if you have a great visual aspect of your content, people are going to go to it quickly. They're going to look at it. And that's the first thing I thought about POC is that you guys just looked like official. Like that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, wow, they separated themselves from all these other brands because all these other people are trying to do similar things, but you guys you looked official. That's the word. I keep on bringing it back, but yeah. So let's go explaining your roles in POC. So what do you guys do individually?
We do a little bit of everything,
Right.
I think, but we both really are in tune with each other when it comes to the event planning. No idea is too big. That is what I love about our partnership working together. Me specifically, and I'm sure Tia as well, we try to just be that support for each other. Like wherever we're lacking, that person pick it up.
Okay, yeah.
And kind of have that balance. But I do a lot of the visual branding and graphic design. We talked about like in terms of like our logo, the graphics for our flyers, and as well as working with other companies to bring their visuals to life as well through POC. We do that. We do offer that service and option as well. Event planning, just really like talking about this is the event. I'm automatically like, okay, I know I want it to look like that. And Tia's like that with that as well.
Yeah.
But like really just coming together and bringing that vision to life. And we're just kind of like always piggybacking off of each other. Oh, we need to get this done. Oh, I'm doing this today, so you do this today. So
Yeah, like she said, like splitting up the tasks, I think is how we operate. She's definitely good with like bringing the vision to life.
Yeah.
I think my role is really just the content aspect. So like making sure I kind of lay out like if we have an idea, like kind of write it out, like what it is, what it looks like, who do we want there, what's the audience, how are we going to target, how are we going to promote, and definitely promotion is like my thing. Like
The marketing aspect.
Exactly, yeah. So just going super ham. Like if you see POC coming up on your timeline a million times, it's like I'm trying to like push it out. So that's always, and she makes it easy by making something look,
exactly.
good. So
Stands out.
Exactly. So it's truly like a partnership, and we're able to, like she said, bounce ideas off of each other.
That's what's key.
Yeah, and just continuously trying to like re-evolve, but also just know like our worth and like what events have worked and what our end goal is gonna be. So like she mentioned, we've been partnering with other companies and just helping them find that look, or however if they have an idea or something like that, making that come to life for them as well. I feel like people see our company and they're like, okay, it looks established. It looks like it's been a while, but it's still fairly new. But we also do know our strengths.
When
So
did you guys start?
Well,
When was it official?
2016 is when we talked about the brunch and brought the brunch to life.
Yep.
But when we really put it down, like, okay, POC was the following year at our second brunch. We're like,
Okay.
Power of Connecticut is,
Yeah.
yeah.
So was it previously through by Tia Long and also through Boss by Nature for the first brunch?
Pretty
it was through our
much.
personal, through our personal
It was just
brands.
us two just like sharing something,
Yeah.
but it didn't have an identity yet. So we
It got
created,
real.
yeah, we
And
created the identity in 2017. Like we made the Power of CT site and everything. We had like everyone at our brunch subscribe and,
Yeah.
you know, become a part of like our membership
And
sort
now
of.
you're an LLC, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's
Finally.
huge.
Thank
So talk
you.
about that process. What do you have to do to get an LLC? Because we're thinking about trying to do that for the breakthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really just like an online process. So you can just, I think the best thing you should do is really consider if it makes sense for you to be an LLC. A lot of people gave us like business advice, just so that you know the difference between nonprofit organizations, LLCs, and things like that. But truly, we just see our value and we know that we can probably build and, you know, become.
Go beyond.
Yeah, go beyond just, you know, a local thing. But this is a thing that we're bringing people to Connecticut, you know, outside of Connecticut. So it's pretty cool. I don't know.
That's huge. It's helping expand the culture.
Yeah.
And helping connect the culture, like we always say.
Yeah.
So,
But definitely just like go online to the state government, I
Okay.
think, and just apply.
perfect.
Yep.
So I saw that you were the Small Business Nights Out Young Creator of the Year. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, that's a big honor. I'm really excited. It's on February 22nd. We'll be getting an award for just our contributions to Connecticut over the past few years. And Ashley mentioned we're getting honored next to some really powerful people in Connecticut and a lot of established people. So it's actually kind of crazy, you know, that such a young company is going to be standing next to these people who've been doing this for 10, 15 years.
It shows where you guys are going,
Yeah.
your trajectory.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
But it's the Black Business Gala, so anybody can come. Yeah, just sign up.
That's cool.
Yep.
So at thepowerofconnecticut.com, we see that powerful people get to make the decisions while powerless people live with the results. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, Ashley.
Yeah, so that was really a quote that I read. I don't know where I read that. It was actually in a book called Ego is the Enemy. But I don't know. I think it just sums up you taking control of your life. Like Tia and I are very much so those people that we want to take control of our life. Like we don't want to be dealing with what's left of what the world has given us. We want to
Yep.
go out there and take it, and that's what we kind of encourage people to do through Power of Connecticut. Like you have so many options and you can make so much more decisions if you just go out there and kind of like make it happen for yourself.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
It's such a journey and a process, and not everybody is going to live up to it and really be able to see it through.
Yeah.
Like, it's always going to be hard times. There's more hard times than there are wins.
Exactly.
So it's like, it just takes a level of mental power and just a support system as well. But you kind of have to just have a vision for yourself. Like both of us, we're full-time entrepreneurs. Like I don't know if everybody knows that, but this is like our full life, you know.
This is your job.
This is our job. Like everything that you mentioned that I do, that's my full-time job. Everything you mentioned Ashley does, that's her full-time job. And I feel like that there comes a big risk with that. And with the internet, you know, with the digital age, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but I don't think they understand like that we are pitching like consistently to, you know, really big people, you know, people that have a lot of power in the state and outside of the state, and just trying to get advice from older entrepreneurs that may look down on us like, you know, I don't know, you guys got a little thing going on. But until we actually put in the work and show them what we can do is when we can maybe, you know, have easier conversations. So it's a hustle and a grind consistently.
There's no off days, right?
No off days. No, not at all. My schedule is full.
It's like for me, like sometimes I feel like I need to take a break from the creative side. So if I take a break from that, then I know I still got to work on something else. Because there's like, you know what I'm saying? There's no time to just sit there.
Sit back, yeah. You know, it's like, all right, if we sit back now, then you won't be able to get this next thing out that you have to, that it's due tomorrow. But if we do it tonight, it's easier to just get it out.
Yeah.
So can you talk about the importance of the POC playlist? I saw that was big on your guys' page.
Yeah, last year that really helped us like with this power brunch, and we keep mentioning the brunch because it's our annual event. It's our biggest event. We have other events as well throughout the year, but the brunch is our annual.
That's the big one.
Yeah, that's the big one. So I noticed the difference, in the crowd because I think of the playlist. Like we were able to really bridge like the music gap in Connecticut in the 203 860 kind of break. And it just to see artists from the 203 that I just met literally by just posting their music on the same playlist as I would Perry or any other artist that is in the 860 area, and they could just dap each other up and introduce themselves off of I think the POC playlist. Now it did start off with about 15 songs, and the last one we posted is about 100 songs. And it's 100 Connecticut artists.
And it's curated too. It's not just like any random song. It's like what you guys feel is the best, right?
Right. And it's, yes, the best, but also not, it doesn't have to be the most popular. Like, I feel like people forget, like, like there are hidden gems in a project. Like, so I don't know. That was like my little project. It was fun.
What would you say is your favorite song off of the playlist?
Ooh, that's a hard question.
Not including Perry's.
No, facts. You know what? I think one of my favorites was I on Key, Me Again, Nobody, like, cause I discovered him when I was
Is
like
he
really.
from Connecticut? I've been seeing him. I didn't know.
He's
Wow.
from Bridgeport.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
saw
sure.
him on Bars on I-95.
Yeah, he killed that. He killed that. And I just met him like legit just off of like searching new music in Connecticut. And he's a gem. He's so dope. Like since then we've built like a cool friendship. So it's really good.
That's awesome. What about you?
I mean, with the playlist, Tia does an amazing job of finding talent that a lot of people don't recognize is there. So like even when myself or other people on our team listen to the playlist, we're like, they're from Connecticut? Wow.
Yeah.
Like, that's dope. So I think the playlist has definitely helped us reach that crowd.
That's awesome. So one of the events I wanted to talk about was the photography editing workshop with Norman Oates. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, the photography editing workshop was a really cool idea that we had. We want to do more workshops just to get people, around someone that they may look up to or they follow on Instagram that has some success and for them to share some kind of gems. So he showed us, and I learned kind of how to edit a photo the way Norman Oates does.
So it's beneficial to you as well.
Oh, definitely. Like, just to see the other side of a photo, like before the raw and the after. But definitely want to do more workshops, maybe like a music engineering workshop, like just cool things like that because not everybody can afford to go to school for certain things.
Yeah.
So if we're going to be a full operating organization, we want to be able to provide just, small things like that, small classes.
That's huge.
Different events and things
like you said, I agree. People don't have the money to go to school for music engineering as an example.
But they'll pay for a class.
But they would pay for a class, exactly. And they could learn, if not more than they would learn in school. It would just like, it would benefit and like soak into their mind a little bit better than going to class and being forced to learn it because they want to learn it.
Yep, I definitely agree. There should be more on the way. We have a lot of work and a lot of things and opportunities in mind for 2019. Like we're definitely gonna kill it.
2019 is bigger than 18, just like 18 was bigger than 17.
That's a fact.
Constantly growing.
Big facts.
So I saw that the Power Social had a couple cool things. The first one with Cardi B themed Connect Four, Jay-Z, Spades, and Diddy Uno. How did you guys think of
Wait, how do you even know this? Like you did
so
some
funny.
research. Yes, that is something that we take pride in. Just like having a cool theme. What was the first one? Was Cardi B?
No, so we had Cardi B, I think, at the first one, but the second one we had a hip hop theme one. So we partnered with Pull Your Card, the card game, hip hop trivia card game. So
Which is from Connecticut.
Yes.
So if you guys don't know about it, I could definitely bring you a deck. It's a cool hip hop trivia game, and
Please do. That's awesome.
It's so fun. Yeah.
so we played that live, and then we had all of the the theme tables. The
There was
Cardi B,
Giant
all that.
Jenga, right? Or no, not Jenga.
Yep.
Was it Jenga?
Yeah, giant Jenga. That's always the hit at the socials.
Definitely. Yeah, the Power Social is just one of our more chill events. You just come and you network. You see the same people that'll maybe be at the brunch. They're kind of just like in sweats or jeans and just kind of chilling, drinking, and hanging out, playing beer pong.
That's sweet.
It's fun.
So I saw that you guys had the woman from the 860 and 203 hashtag, and then you guys had the Girl Power CT. Can we talk about the Girl Power CT a little bit more?
For sure.
Yeah,
to
I
talk
mean,
about it.
that was a really, really cool event. It was an unfiltered conversation that we had at, it's actually a woman-owned distillery, Hartford Flavor Company in Hartford. So, like, almost every aspect of the event was women-powered. So we had, like, A&A Cake. She did, like, cupcakes. We had a licensed therapist, mental health therapist come and talk about dealing with anxiety.
That's huge.
Yeah, so like the women really opened up. Like we knew it was gonna be drinks and candid conversation, but the women really opened up, and we just like it made us know like we need to do this again.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be a regular event of ours.
Would you have an annual or maybe even more than just annual?
I think it needs to be more than annual.
Yeah.
Like, there's a serious need for just conversation. Like, people are going through a lot.
Yeah.
Really. And I feel like there's so much to live up to. You know, being young and being a woman and trying to be an entrepreneur is just a challenge in itself. So being able to just talk to, you know, someone else that may be going through the same thing, and you guys can kind of just connect.
Connect,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's all it is. Is like people are fiending and wanting a connection, truly. And I think until we had that event, we knew it, but when we actually got to experience it and it was something real, it was like, okay, we definitely have to bring this back. So girl power is on the way.
2019.
Yeah, definitely on the
That's
way.
exciting. I actually saw this TED Talk, and this guy was talking about, he called it lollipop moments, but there's a whole story behind it. But it's basically doing something for someone where they don't like, you don't know that you changed their life, but like what you said made an impact in their life. So that moment, there's probably one girl out or more than one girl out in the audience, and it helped them so much, and now they're doing something great because you guys helped them. And that's so huge. So what about the POC spotlights?
Oh, yeah, that's like one of our favorite things that we do just on social media, really. And just once a week, definitely gonna 2019 again, like bring it back. But last year we just highlighted whoever was doing something cool in Connecticut. Just try to spotlight it, whether that's music or a company that's, you know, CT Breakthrough, you know, like just making sure that everybody like in our following kind of knows that it's a thing and you should get on board with this, because it's not just about us. Like if we're gonna call it Power of Connecticut, like it can't be about
everyone.
Exactly. It can't be about Tia and Ashley. Like it's never been about us, you know? So we want to, if we're saying that, we want to live up to it. We want to make sure that we're providing other people with opportunities, other people with exposure. And that's definitely what we're going to do.
That's so cool. That's what we need. We need more people like you guys that are selfless, that reach out to people that wouldn't get the support if no one else reached out to them. That's the big thing, because Connecticut, the more we go and support these people, the more like press and the more things and opportunities that come for these people.
Absolutely. Like it's important to support our peers. I feel like people forget that. Like, you know, we're always trying to figure out like, how can we reach this person, this celebrity? How can we shoot for this celebrity? Like, shoot for your homeboy and help your homeboy get to the top, you know, because we need each other. Like, at the end of the day, this, like, our audience are our peers. So, yeah.
And yeah, that's the thing. The people who are watching are the people who are also creatives in the state, and they want to see you succeed just as much as you want to see them succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we have to lift each other up, because it's always a good thing if somebody from Connecticut like pops
Wins.
or becomes famous or you know, achieves their goals where they want to be, because like look at Atlanta. You see how many artists are coming out of Atlanta and they're like dominating the industry, is because they want to see each other win. So I feel like we just need to keep that same energy.
And I think 2019, like we're going back every year, it's just been better and better. More people have been supporting. It's not 860 versus 203 this year.
Right.
Yeah.
I love
It's
that.
dope.
Like, finally, like, they come out even just for, like, small events. Like, the people from the 203, I feel like we need to do the same. We need to go out there a little bit more and just really bridge the gap. Like, I hate that term, but it's like, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
I heard this, I don't know how true this is, but one of my old family friends was like, you realize that it was just 203 back in the day prior to like getting more area codes. It wasn't 860 versus 203. It was just Connecticut was 203.
Okay.
wow.
So people were just like, people are making this separation when really we were all one at one point. So we don't need to split. We need to come together.
Clark is speaking fat.
So I saw that you had the Power Circle series. There was one that was in Connecticut, and then the season 2 was in New York, right?
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit more. And the one in New York was the Sour Patch one, right?
Yep. So we had that at the Sour Patch House. So the Power Circle series, which is funny, because it's all about power, so people kind of get it a little confused. So I actually produced that series prior to POC coming together, I think.
Really? Oh yeah, because it's on your channel. It's on By Tia Long.
Right, and Ashley was one of the panelists on the show, so it was cool how it came together. But the whole idea was just to have like a conversation just about different things, whether it was music, art, fashion, and just talk about like what we deal with as young entrepreneurs, young Black entrepreneurs, and it was amazing. Like the response was great. We actually did a premiere like in a movie theater. It was like one of the big events,
huge.
I guess.
That must have been so awesome seeing your content just on a big screen.
It was something. It was definitely like, it was a great experience, and it just kind of like really humbled me and made me feel like, okay, this is something that people want. This is something that people need, but it shouldn't just be in Connecticut. I feel like the series isn't just about Connecticut, but I love that it started here because so many other people in other states were interested because they saw the content. So that's how I ended up in New York, and I hosted it at the Sour Patch Kids house, and we actually had the house for the weekend, and it was cool, and we just all sat around and talked about different things. That crowd, some of them work for like BET, VH1, ESPN.
Wasn't there someone from Complex too?
A couple people from Complex, yeah.
Cool.
And they're all doing so well. And it's
Yeah.
amazing to see because the conversation was when they were like in this space that a lot of young entrepreneurs or creatives are just in right now, where they're like, I'm doing something, I'm putting my art out, but it's just not getting the recognition that it deserves. But like if they watch the series from New York and then they see who these people are now, I feel like that's just like inspiration.
It'll inspire them.
It's amazing. Like I'm seeing one of the girls, Chloe, she's actually like on a billboard in New York City right now. Like she just announced it yesterday. So it's like, it's really great to see. But it's really something that I plan to move from New York to maybe Philly next, and Atlanta and California, and just all over. I feel like everybody needs to have a Power Circle series.
Have one for each state.
Yeah. Oh, that would be lit.
50 seasons.
Ooh, that's a lot of work, but I feel like it can
I
be
believe
done.
in you.
Thank
I think
you.
you could do it.
Yeah, video is definitely one of my favorite things right now. Just curating content. We work on like a few different video content like things, and I just help produce and like come up with cool ideas.
Was it Ike? Was he the one that was helping you
Yes.
with that? Ike kills
Shout
it.
out to Ike Abaka. That's my guy.
He's
Like
nice.
since day one, he's been amazing.
And so I know that Ike does some stuff for you guys. Is it Sean Lewington?
Yes, Sean Llewellyn.
Llewellyn. Okay. I didn't know how to pronounce his name, but yeah, I've been seeing him. He's been killing it too. Are they both from Connecticut, right?
Yep. Yeah, Ike is from like New Britain area. Sean is from the same area as us, and he was our Power Player of the Year this year
Really?
at the brunch. Yeah, we definitely
He's
gave
been
him that
killing
award.
it.
He has been like just like
His work ethic,
yeah.
bye. Like I don't know. I maybe I just need to see like other photographers, but the way Sean works, like he has no boundaries. I feel like he goes and he's like, I'm gonna get this shot. I don't know how I'm gonna get this shot, but I'm gonna get this shot. And he just works so hard. We've traveled the country, like different places, and just to see how he's so humble about his work is just, I love it. Yeah.
Sweet. So going into the big thing, the Power Brunch. You've had 3 annual ones. Let's talk about the first one first, second, and then we'll talk about the one with Karen Civil. So
I love talking about the evolution of it.
For real.
I mean, it's so crazy because the first one, when Tia reached out about the idea, I'm like, I love this, because had I known that there were creatives that felt the same way I did, it definitely would have impacted like where I went in life. So once we did the first one, we were like, okay, we're gonna aim for about 70 people. We were actually a little bit nervous, like, oh, are we gonna make the mark?
Right.
And then we did, and it was amazing. We got honored by the state. The second year, kind of the same sentiments. Okay, this one has to be better. It was more established because we knew we wanted to be Power of Connecticut. We aimed for like 100, and we did that. And then this year, how much did we have? Like,
Man. Like
150?
Well, 150 was our cutoff, but
Okay.
it exceeded that.
exceeded
Well
that,
beyond 150 people, but I don't know how they got in, but they got in. It was crazy.
I saw all the pictures everybody was posting, like in their nice suits and everything.
Yes. It's
so
very
sweet.
like Rock Nation like inspired. Like
Yeah, I
get
was about to say
dressed.
the Rock Nation brunch.
Yes,
Wasn't
it was.
that this Saturday? Like yesterday, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Every year around Grammy weekend they do it, and I just always like looked at those pictures and I'm like,
I
I
bet that's
want
a goal
them.
for
I
you
want the
guys.
men in there to look like this.
Yeah. No, and how did you get Karen Civil?
That was a process. We just kept being
Persistent,
persistent.
yeah.
It was like we knew we wanted to have a speaker because we had speakers last year, and it was great. They gave really good business advice, and we knew we wanted to have somebody that could give business advice, but also a little bit of entertainment aspect to it. So we actually did a poll a few months prior and just asked people like, who would you want to see? And surprisingly, a lot of girls and guys said that they wanted to see Karen Civil. So it really just made sense.
Yeah.
She made sense for the event. And when I heard that her plane landed, I was like, oh, this is actually happening. Like, she's actually coming. This isn't a joke. And then she came and she just shared her story. And it was just it was such a moment for us in Connecticut. One of actually the power player from last year, Valentine, he went up and, just during the Q&A with her and just told her to kind of just take in this moment. Like, you're actually in Connecticut right now.
Yeah.
So, and you see all of these beautiful people here that are out to come see you. So don't just feel like this is another booking. Like, remember us, and it was just,
Oh, that's sweet. That's
whew,
nice.
the whole crowd, everybody was like, wow, like, that's Connecticut. Like, it just was a different feeling. It felt like, yes, we were at home, but it just made everybody want to level up. Like, when we left,
Yeah.
we were like, okay, we
Yeah.
got to get on it, like, ASAP.
So sweet. I gotta say, it's probably the biggest event Connecticut has had, especially this year. It's like it just looked so professionally done. Like you said, the Rock Nation brunch. It is Connecticut's Rock Nation brunch.
Ooh, big talk. Thank you. We
Of course.
appreciate it.
So now let's go into Unplugged. You had the first one, and this was with New Neighbors, and the first one with just Perry, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about that before we talk about this next one coming up this Friday.
Yeah. So the first one, because I manage Perry, I work with the New Neighbors, but POC, we have a solid following, so we collaborated just, for promotion. Ashley did the graphics. She's like killing it anyways. And just made sure that the vibe was what we wanted for a local artist to experience. And at first we were going to just do one artist at a time. So we wanted to start with Perry. He did an amazing job, a full band.
Looks
and
so cool.
It was amazing. Like, I can't even explain it. But
It was it just was so well
because
put
the
together.
place,
Yeah.
if you've been to the studio, it's just a photo studio. Like, it's nothing like extravagant about it, but we built the set and set the lighting, set the vibe, set the chairs up the way we wanted it. And it was just something we knew we had to bring
It looks
back.
so professional.
Yeah, thank you.
Like everything from you guys is just really so professional.
I don't think we play when it comes to like the aesthetic and just how we want things
people
to
to feel.
Exactly.
You want people to feel special. Yeah.
We want
Yeah.
people to feel like, if you paid your money, like, it's worth it. I've been to too many events where the sound isn't 100%. And I get when things, technical things happen, but it's like, we're doing sound check, like, 2-3 days before and then doing it again the night before and then do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we put a lot of time and effort into everything we
Dotting
do.
your I's and crossing your T's.
100%. Yeah.
I like that. So now you have the new one coming this Friday. That's with NDXA, Bree, Ian Matthew, and Perry.
Yep. So that's actually India. So she's a part of the team as well with New Neighbors. And so how Perry's name is Perry with an X, India with the X.
India.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep. She's definitely a gem. And she just released her first song, like her first official song the other day, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Is she an R&B artist?
Yep.
Okay.
She's a very soulful singer and she's really good at like covers and things, but her original music is just as good. So she's going to be performing. Bree is amazing. She's from Connecticut as well. And Ian Matthews, so
He's
he'll
so
be there.
nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His past two songs have just been like amazing. T Biggs actually mixed and mastered his songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's
Oh,
funny.
word.
He's been recording over here, so
Oh, nice.
it's a small world.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him perform. Like, we've definitely built a relationship online, so I'm just excited to see what he's gonna do.
He's a really cool guy. We had him on for the first episode of season
Mm-hmm.
3, and he just humble. One of the most humble dudes
Yeah.
I've met.
super cool.
Yeah, very much so. So to end it off, I got a couple questions. What's next for you guys, other than this Unplugged event? What can we know, at least?
Yeah.
That's not confidential.
It's funny. We're laughing because we literally just had this conversation in the car. Like, that's the biggest question.
That's a question we get every day now.
Every
Like,
day. I love it though. I love that people want more, you know, and of course we're gonna give more, but you know, we have like this Beyonce like thing about us where we just want to drop and not announce until it's time, but definitely unplugged, and there will be an event probably in like April.
Okay, cool.
Yep, a big event.
Yeah, and we always want to hear what people want because we want to make sure that we're always like hitting the mark.
Yeah, you're doing it for them, right? So you might as well know
Exactly.
what they want.
Yep. The POC shirts might be on the way, you know.
Yes.
Power of Connecticut shirts and just things like that, you know, people can just represent the company because it's about them. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
I like that.
They make it.
So I got this one segment where we do, where do you see yourself in 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years? So let's start off with 1 year. Who wants to go
Go
first?
ahead, Ash. 1
wow.
5 10.
Well, 1 year I would say definitely wants to continue to have this elevation with Power of Connecticut. Like we really hit the ground running this year. So having a full team, a team that where we can staff them for events and like our daily operations and in terms of like handling social media and all that, that's by next year. I need an office space. We need office space.
Yes.
And really just wanting to for me, like sum up everything that I've done. So like I've done a lot in different areas, like whether graphic design and like advertising. Just now getting into video production, learning a lot from like Tia and Jamie and everybody that have been doing it. So that's something I want to see between 1 and 5 years. I want to see where I can take my eye that I have with the graphics and then bring it into other creative spaces. I would love to do a lot of events where we can like on top of impact in the community, like find a way to like continue to give back also. And 10 years from now I want life to look different. Like I want life to look different. I want to continue to be making impact in everything I do, but I would like to still have the same people around me that are making the moves and like see how their visions have brought them to where we're supposed to be. So
Wow, she just pretty much hit it on the head. 1 year, like she mentioned, we definitely need an office space. We definitely need a place for us to get out and get creative.
Physical location.
Yes, a physical location. That's an immediate goal. Solidify partnerships for within the next year, like people who will really be a part of all of the things within the next couple of years that we plan to do because we have big plans, so we need big partnerships. 5 years. Oh, well, I guess I'll stay at 1. I will get my artist signed within the next year. I will get the everything that it takes to get him to the place that he deserves because Perry is super talented and he just needs
level.
He definitely can go to the next level. Like there's a huge space for R&B, there's a huge space for dancers, there's a huge space for entertainers. I feel like a lot of people are in this vibey music, which is cool, and he has vibey music too, but he comes with a full show. So just being able to market him and get him, you know, the right situation that will represent him. I plan within 5 years also for my company to be, and when I say my company, I mean like by Tia Long, to be operating outside of just me. So if there is opportunity for like video and, you know, for me to be an editor and a producer, but also have people maybe working under me, that's something I have in 5 years. And then in 10 years, I want to be on my yacht. And the companies are operating back home, Power of CT. We have a full staff. We have a full building. We're doing the brunch still, and it's the biggest event in Connecticut. And and when we show up, it's like, oh my gosh, Tia and Ashley are back for their event, you know? Just setting the platform, you know, from now so that we can.
In the building.
Exactly. Like we want to bring celebrities, but we want to be like, you know, be the big part of the company because we definitely, you know, put so much into it. It's like Steve Jobs showing up to like an Apple event. It's like, oh my gosh, you know,
So is there anybody else you'd like to shout out before we end today's interview?
Everybody that's been supporting us from day one. There are so many like people that we see all the time, and then we see new faces, and they all just really help motivate everything that we do. All of the people that give us critiques as well, like that's something that we need because we want it to get better. You know, we don't feel like we're doing everything completely right now. We're doing it to our best of our abilities, and you know, just me and Ashley bounce ideas off of each other. We have a team as well who helped us with the Power Brunch, so I want to thank them.
Our partners as well because they make it a lot easier for us to get other partnerships and to really grow our brand and serve everyone. So him as well.
And shout out to God, because I feel like that's like, he's definitely like at the core of a lot of like everything I do, I know, and I know Ashley's super spiritual as well. So you can feel that in everything that we create is there's a purpose in it all. So
Yes, and our parents, I will say, because
shout out to my mama.
they have been so supportive of us doing this full-time entrepreneurship thing.
Right.
And not every parent, especially like in a West Indian household as well. So like,
Exactly.
they've been very supportive. So yeah.
Family's key.
For
Most
sure.
important thing. Well, thank you both for coming on. This ends episode 2 of season 6, and we are done. Thank you, and have a great night.
Thank you.